A Closer Look is a series on my blog which spotlights young men and women in the worlds of media, business, and other creative career pursuits.
Yeah, it was definitely always journalism. That's how I kind of got into college. My GPA in high school wasn't that good, but I always knew I was a strong writer. At least my teacher said so. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm good at this. I actually applied as a public health major, listening to my parents. I'm African and shit, so they always, you have to be a doctor. So I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. And then after like 1 year, that I ended up dropping out of A&P. That's like the intro course to like nursing or whatever. So then one of my favorite sportscasters and journalists is Stephen A. Smith. Um, so I looked up, what he majored in college. It was broadcast journalism. So I was like, you know what, next year I'm changing my major to broadcast journalism. So that was my freshman into my sophomore year. And then after that, I just took all the courses, and I always knew that I wanted to be in entertainment or musical journalist. I love music, I love entertainment, and I love sports. So why not create that lifestyle to where I can actually be in that career? And yeah, and then I just took it from there. I was interning downtown Newark, which is my 9 to 5 now. I was a marketing intern at Newark Happening. It's Newark's home for like tourism and travel. And so I was looking for like journalism opportunities. So I'm online one day, I forgot which website I'm on, and I see an ad on the side that says the Source magazine are hiring contributors. So I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, let me just shoot my shot real quick. I applied, and it's crazy because at the same time, I was applying to be a teacher at my high school, and I applied to be a teacher in China. My sister came, she came to my house one day. She was like, yo, I saw this thing in China. Like, my sister just always, she like kind of like raised me or whatever. So she's like, yo, I saw this thing in China, yo, like, you should apply. And I'm like, China, yeah, I like China, but I ain't trying to go there for a year and teach. But she like, nah, bro, like, go do it. My sister's always like, throw out different opportunities at me, want me to be extremely diverse as possible. So I sat there on the computer. She was there. I did the application real quick, and then and this was like a couple weeks after the Source interview. So I went there, interviewed, and I didn't hear back from them for like a week or two. So like on the third week during that entire process of being hired, the application process, being a teacher in China at my high school and the Source, I got an email saying like, oh, we want you to submit some video stuff from the Source. I'm like, okay. So I went to my job early that morning, shot some did some quick content, like a minute on Instagram or something like that, just recapping like current events during that week, and I submitted it. And then 2 weeks came, I still ain't hear back from them. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to China, yo. So I was like delaying where I was gonna stay because I did the China interview over Skype. They loved me. They were like, oh my God, can't wait till you get out here. And I was like, China and the Source. Didn't hear back from the Source yet. So I'm like, you know what? That morning, it was a Sunday night. And I'm like, I just looked up. I'm like, God, just send me a sign. Like, am I supposed to go to China? Because this place where I wanted to stay in China was like a heavy basketball city, and that place of residence goes by quick. So like, after that was taken off the table, the other city was like a 3 hour plane ride away from that. So I'm like, damn, I ain't about to do that. So then I just asked God for a sign. Woke up the next morning about like 10 a.m. talking to my supervisor at work. Refreshed my email, and I see like, congratulations, we want to hire you as a contributor to the Source. And I was like, well, guess I'm staying here. I graduated in May, got hired for the Source in October. So in the grand scheme of things, 5 months is not really a long period of time. But just, finding one that's like, where you getting paid like a good amount. Like I feel like that. I feel like everyone, got to put in the groundwork. You got to start somewhere. So my thing, and I studied the game. I studied the grades. I know that Diddy started off as an unpaid intern and went his way up, and so many other writers and journalists and people within the industry started off somewhere to where they wasn't making as much money at first, but then they built their name and their reputation, and over time they ended up getting there. So people mostly miss out on opportunities because they want to get paid, and I wasn't looking at it like that because I already kind of knew what the industry I was getting into. So to answer the question, it wasn't really hard, but if I didn't see that ad that day, I don't know if I would have got hired. So shout out to Google Metrics. You have a voice. And me, I'm very opinionated. I always give my opinion, and I don't care. Like, I love debating. I love giving my opinion. I love having freedom of speech. And I feel like, I have a great voice when it comes to my perspective. Journalism is all about, telling the truth. Telling the truth and giving your opinion within that truth. Like, we control the narrative of the world. And I feel like that's a moral responsibility for all journalists, But, in this day and age, it's so much that goes into journalism. Journalism has extended, especially with social media. And it's crazy. And I think it's only created more lanes for more people. You could really just be a blogger. Like, you could really just be a blogger, create your own content on your own platform, and it could blow up. Anybody could see that. So I feel like the best part about journalism is telling the truth, having an opinion within that truth, and also the influence that you have as far as like controlling the narrative. Kreative Clout is a cultural curating platform co-founded by myself and my chapter brother, Lamont Griffin. So we interview celebrities, artists, entrepreneurs, any type of artists, not only musicians, but because I've been in that lane, that's where, it has led us to be, and that's where our relationships kind of led us to be. But how it started, so July 2018, I get a Twitter DM from this guy. He works at Ketchum PR. My guy, Kev Alonzo, shout out to Kev. He's like, yo, I got this opportunity for you. I seen your writing online. I want to know if you want to do an interview with somebody. So I thought it was fake because I've gotten other like DMs on Twitter that people say, oh, I got this, I got that opportunity for you. End up being fake. So I go to his Twitter page and like, he's like getting some retweets from like some heavy like sports people, some like executives for like the Mets and the Yankees. I'm like, okay. And I know Ketchum PR, that's like one of the top PR agencies like in the world. So I'm like, okay, bro, yeah, just email me. So like 30 minutes later, I get this email like, yo, I got this opportunity to interview Busta Rhymes. So I'm like, Busta Rhymes? I'm like, you for real? He like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. He was like, but it's over the phone though. I was like, it's over the phone? I'm like, yo, see if we could do it in person too, in addition to the phone. He like, all right, bro, I'm not gonna make no promises, but I'll see what I can do. Lo and behold, he made it happen. Boom. So I interviewed Busta Rhymes like 2 days later on the phone. Following week, I went to New York. My line brother Max came with me. He set up the camera. We did it. Quality was trash though. The lighting was trash. Everything was trash. But just being on camera, interviewing Busta Rhymes, that was my first celebrity interview. And then it went from there. So I get back home that day. Me and Lamont link up. He like, yo, how the interview go, bro? I'm like, yo, that shit was dope. I'm about to edit that joint, put it on the gram, all that. Like, so I edited, put it on the gram. He was like, yo, bro, we could do our own interviews. I'm like, no. He said, yo, let me manage you. I'm like, manage me doing what? He like, yo, booking interviews for you. And I know him, like, that's my bro. Like, Mont is like, he business savvy, like, mad business savvy. Like, his mindset is, and he a believer just like me. Like, we have our conversations, we be like, yo, if we know somebody that's like tied to Drake, we like, yo, if we do this, yo, we gonna be Drake. like, it's never no doubt in our minds when we have those conversations. And everybody in your life you can have those conversations with. Anytime we talk, it's never that. Like, we always go for the creme de la creme, the top of the top. So after he said that conversation, after he told me that, I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. So, long story short, he made a move that allowed me to make a move, and then after that move was made, I got a DM from one of our connects. He's now one of our friends and connects in Atlanta, and he asked us to come down and interview Deborah Anthony, Waka Flocka's mother, and Q Parker from 112. And that was because of that move that he made. It was just like a domino effect. He did something, I did something in compliance with that, and then it led to that. So after that happened, that was the birth of Kreative Clout. But when we went down to Atlanta, that was August 22nd, 2018, when I got that DM. Went to Atlanta in October 2018. We went down there, interviewed Dev, interviewed Q Parker. Didn't even know who else we was gonna interview. Ended up getting Bobby Valentino on top of that. So like, I connected in Atlanta. Shout out Jakeem. Jakeem has always been like just consistent and like just helping us. Like he never said, "Yo, pay me." Never asked us for no money. Like I'm like, that's just God, because like this dude has really secured mad interviews for us. Like we got a friend connected in Atlanta, and it's just been good. So that's how Kreative Clout started. Mont hit me like, "Yo, let me manage you." Made a couple moves. We both made a couple moves together to get the DM, and then we went down there. We didn't even have a name for it, and then he was like, "Yo, what we gonna think of the name?" So we was brainstorming for days. 2 days later, he came to me like, "Kreative Clout." I'm like, that got a ring to it. It's like when you hear something tough, you be like, that shit hard. Like, I don't think I have a favorite just yet. I think every interview has its own unique flavor, style. I feel like I haven't interviewed anyone the same way as I did a previous one. Yeah, every interview takes on its own personality. I haven't had like I guess my favorite interview just yet. Yeah. I want people to feel as comfortable as they can to come on our platform. Um, Based on the interviews that we have done, we've gotten all positive feedback, and we definitely want to keep that trend going and continue to just build it as far as the numbers and as far as the quality of the content. We want our audience to feed our audience authentic content, and for them to really come there for all things on their favorite entrepreneurs, their favorite artists, and their favorite celebrities. So, yeah. I want to be the biggest and the greatest ever. Like, ultimately, I want to have my own late night with Jiggy Jones, prime time, NBC, CBS, ABC, like whichever one that really, whichever one that I see is that that kind of works with the talent and make sure that the talent is able to be as authentic as possible and generate that great reception from the audience. But yeah, late night with Jiggy Jones, like that's as far as like hosting, that's the ultimate goal. Journalism, definitely want to venture into more music and label stuff. It's like, and it's crazy because like sometimes people hit me up to do like different, like, yo, what you think about this song? What you think about this song? Like, yeah, I'm a critic at the same time, but I definitely want to get into developing artists as well. And, I'm working on different things right now. But as far as journalism goes, hosting, late night show, that's I feel like that's a good peak. You definitely don't become a late night overnight. I mean, got the Kimmels, even back to the Jay Leno's, Trevor Noah's, James Corden, like those are the people I look at now and like, damn, like, yep, that's what I want to be. Even Arsenio back in the day. Aside from Trevor Noah, there's not a lot of black men on late night television right now. So I definitely want to continue to build my audience, my own personal brand, Jiggy Jones brand. Kreative Clout is definitely the company through Kreative Clout, continue to build the Jiggy Jones brand. And yeah, that's what I want to be. Making music, yeah, I feel like a lot of my passion and like love comes from music. I used to sing a whole lot. Like now, I haven't really like sung in like a long time, and like getting back to that would just increase my happiness, my overall happiness. Playing basketball, it's something about like the court just brings serenity. I used to do that every Friday in high school, like every Friday for 3 years straight. Like we used to pull up to the Y right by my school and just ball out for like 3-4 hours. Like those are stuff that make me happy. Music in general, making music, creating my own music, singing, R&B. Like growing up, I used to Saturday mornings used to be like wake up, eat breakfast, turn on music, and just sing. Like it could be Stevie Wonder, Neo, Usher, Jamie Foxx, anybody. Like I'm just in my room just dancing and singing, like that ultimately brings me joy. And also just being on the stage, like even though that's work, right now the stage is like my camera. stage for me is being on camera. That makes me happy too. Something about that, I'm like, I'm doing what I want to do when I want to do it on my own terms, like, and I feel like having control makes me happy as well. Jiggy Jones, that's JIGGYJONES, 2 underscores, both on Instagram and Twitter. If you search Kreative Clout, that's creative with a K, KREATIVE, Clout, CLOUT. You can Google that, search that on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our platform. We are at 1,300 subscribers, only trending up. Make sure you tap in, tune in. Me personally, giving up is way harder than trying for me. I rather know than not know. Like, and Kobe Bryant's my favorite basketball player of all time. Interesting stat about Kobe: he has the most missed shots in NBA history. So that tells you this nigga was never afraid to shoot his shot. I don't care if it was the whole team on. Kobe gonna shoot his shot. So that's a mentality I live by. I don't care. I'm gonna shoot my shot. I don't care if I miss a billion, but I'm gonna make at least a million. So those millions that go in is gonna lead me to end up being successful. So, yeah.
Perfect ending. I like that.
Thank you.
Wow.